Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host Julio, and I'm today with company of my friend JJ Carroll. JJ, how you doing?
I'm doing good. We're living through some dark times, and we're also living through a time where I think historians are going to come back and they're going to say whatever happened to America from here on out. The flashpoint were two places. It was the recognition of insane black on white violence with the Charlotte murder of that young lady and Charlie Kirk. Those are two massive flashpoints in American history, and they're going to be highlighted, I believe, for by future historians.
Yes, yes, indeed. Today, Donald Trump came up on Fox News early in the morning, Fox and Friends, I believe, and he made a statement that the shooter was uh, in custody this morning by the
Mhm.
FBI and local authorities, and that the father, from what I heard from Donald Trump, said he confessed, the shooter confessed to his father, who was a 27-year-old sheriff, retired sheriff,
Mhm.
or sheriff department, and the dad locked him up and called a minister and walk him, call the agencies and basically turn them in. Uh, I guess it was a hard moment for parents to do that to his own children, but it has to be done. What are your thoughts on that, JJ?
Well, I have when things like this happen, you really kind of, if you have any intellectual honesty, you really start to look at what you believe in, right? Because I'm watching Charlie Kirk throw hats and he's laughing and he's got this giant crowd, enthusiastic crowd. It's like a rock concert, right? People are excited, and then like that, it's over. He's gone, and it really makes you stop and look at your life. At least it does for me, and say, okay, am I on the right path? Am I speaking truth? Is my Are my feelings sometimes get in the way of what the message I want to put out? Because I own my words. I own all my words. And I went back and I started thinking about the things that I have said, and I own them still. I'm not going to backtrack them. And I believe that, um, I believe what I feel and what my soul tells me is the truth is still the truth. And I was excited last night when you texted me and said, "Hey, can you come on for about 30 minutes?" I was like, "Yep, absolutely." Because I want to bounce my belief off of you, and because I want either I just want some acknowledgement of it is my belief right, or do you think it's wrong, or I'm off? Because you're a guy that was in the military and I was in law enforcement. I'm going to go back into law enforcement hopefully here in the next week or two. um, I believe that what I have been stating openly for a very very long time, that we are in a kinetic war, that the days of words and kumbaya that has passed us by. I believe that the other side, the evil left, are demonic. I believe they are run by Satan, and we can have that discussion as well. And I don't believe that we can have these just discussions. And let me put it in this way. I have the most amazing respect for people like Charlie Kirk, Tucker Carlson, Glenn Beck, up and coming guy like Nick Fuentes. All of those men, what they're creating, you and I are trying to create our platforms. So just the business side of it, right, Julio, is sometimes overwhelming.
Mhm.
Creating a studio, getting the right cameras, the lighting. How do you get it out there? People think, oh, you just put on your camera and you just bang, you go, you have a podcast. It doesn't work like that. It's a lot of work. So to watch those men grow up, and I've been following Charlie Kirk and Glenn Beck, etc., for decades, right? Watching them grow up into or over a decade for Charlie Kirk and see what they created. It's extremely impressive. But there is something that I've had this not problem with, but and not disagreement, but it seems as if it's missing in everything that these men say, and that's the physicality of the world. And from the world I came from, everything ends in a physical nature, meaning I arrest you, you comply, I still do something physical, meaning I put handcuffs on you, I take momentarily or forever, I take your liberty away from you, or you don't follow my commands and you and I get in a vicious fight and there's physical punches, shots fired, whatever it's going to be, you are now had your liberty taken away and you've been physically injured through violence. And I don't think that's ever talked about. And I think it's never talked about because the men that I just mentioned are not physical beings, like not physically fit beings. So we get in this loop. We're going to talk it out. We're going to talk it out. And I'm all for talking it out. Trust me. I don't want physical, just in law enforcement. Hey, I've had this. If I've said this one time, I said it to 1,000. You're under arrest. Turn around, put your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers. I'm going to arrest you. And then they give me this look, and I say to them, it's going to happen. It's either going to do it very calmly, or you and I are going to have a war right now. Your choice. That's what's never discussed. We're in this loop of conversation, and everybody inside that conversation is highly enlightened, right? And then this is where I think and I don't know if it's, and I'd like to hear your view on this. I don't know if this is where this is like a personal trigger for me, because when people inside the intellectual enlightened realm see somebody that's physically big, like I'm 6'3", 230, and I work out and I played college sports, I was in a physical job, they like to discard you. Well, he can't, he's big and strong. Well, he's got to be stupid, right? You can't come into my intellectual world. But I am in your intellectual world. I have a master's. I can go and get a doctorate, and I have the intellect to go get a law degree. You don't have. You in the enlightened world could never go into my world. You would be eaten alive. The criminals would eat physically, not figuratively, literally would eat you alive and kill you. You can't go into my world, but I can go into yours. But inside that circle, Julio, there's this incessant belief that you could talk your way out of it. It's not it's not realistic. And the reason why it's not realistic is because there is evil Satan demons walking this earth. And no one, at least for up until it seems like to Charlie Kirk, no one wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to make it acknowledgeable that, yeah, there's demons. Well, if there's demons, you're not going to talk your way to Satan and convert Satan. It's just not going to happen. So I would love to hear your perspective. Do you think I'm off? Do you think that my belief is too physical, whereas we should be more literally speech? Where do you find that conversation or that belief that I have?
Well, JJ, to be honest with you, I mean, you have seen violence, and I have seen violence, and you seen and I've seen what the human is able to do to another human. That's the bottom line. These people on the left, or lunatics or mental health patients, I would call them, they has been, they have been poking the bear. That means us. They've been poking all the time. I mean, you've seen videos, countless of videos of them talking, showing guns, call us white supremacists,
Mhm.
call us whatever. They've been calling names to the conservatives forever. And somebody read yesterday, and I read it on my podcast, Matthew 9, and that kind of like make me think, because in simple terms, Jesus told us, he told on us, like, you will be prosecuted, you will be chased down by these demons and put to death because of my name. Pretty much, just to
Mhm.
speak the truth. And that's what happened to Charlie Kirk. That's what happened to Donald Trump. That happened to the apostles And the prophets back in the day, because they just speak the truth, they were murdered. And that's is basically, again, it's happening right now. And you are right. You're right. This is an escalation of war. We've been trying to de-escalate for years,
Hmm.
and they are progressively pushing forward. We're still backing up. And I feel that we as a conservative, even though if we want to speak the truth, we are getting pushed to the wall, and there is nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go.
There,
It's
no,
either
there is nowhere to go. There hasn't been anywhere to go for a long, long time.
hmm
And
and that's where we at right now.
yeah, and I tell people, and I'm happy to hear not hear this as much this time. The knee jerk reaction of Republicans, not conservative Christians, but Republicans, are we need to tap her down. We need to watch our rhetoric, and it's always our fault. Like it's like somebody comes into your house and just beats the crap out of you, and the police are telling you, "Hey, you think you could just be a little more sympathetic?" And you're like, "He just beat me up," and then they come back and they beat you up again in your house. And the cops keep telling you, I think it's still, you need to have a little more empathy for what they're going through. That's what the Republican Party has done to the conservative movement for decades. Well, we really need to have understanding that they're got hormone imbalance, and they're changing their gender, and they like to have sex with children, and it's all okay, and the open borders, and I know they raped your son and they killed your wife. I understand, but if you understand the third world they came from, that's acceptable. We just need to figure out a middle ground. Literally, those are the discussions that we've had, and I've heard them
Mm.
out loud. I think I just believe that it doesn't matter what the Republicans or the quasi Christians that believe in the gay, effeminate Jesus. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks. We are on a road right now, and we are going 100 miles an hour down this road, and this road dead ends. There's nothing at the end. If we continue to go down this road, there is no other outcome, none, no intellectual, no enlightened, no academic resolution to this. This is a full on kinetic, violent end. And it doesn't matter where you fall on the enlightened curve, or you're a straight on violent physical person, it doesn't matter. That's what is happening. That's where we're ending up. And anybody that has a half a brain, that is has one brain cells that is intellectually honest, will tell you there is no other outcome except a violent, destructive explosion at the end of this road.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I've been trying to get my head around it, and this violence is becoming more and more prevalent from the left, and people saying like you are right. I seen women videos of woman, a victim, being raped by a man or whatever, and they are blaming the victim.
Mm-hmm. Well, she
I'm
wore
like,
her clothes are too tight.
come on, where are we gonna put the criminal? Where are we gonna put the feet to their fire and like put him in jail and lock him up? But now people start blaming the victim, and we are
Yeah.
tired. And you're right, we are tired of it. And yesterday, I posted a video, and I was talking about the rhetoric from the left, and it's a video that I would like to show you. You probably seen it, and it was very telling of the rhetoric of the left. It is insane. Let me pull up the video right now. So, and it's they've been calling. Yeah, let me do that.
Well,
There we go.
Julio, that I've always said this: stop talking and just sit and listen to what they say. They
Yeah,
don't hide it. They're telling you exactly what they're going to do, what they believe in, and how they hate you. If you just listen to it, listen to I mean, yeah, this woman is a pig. She's a pig.
Just listen to the audience out there. It's not me. It's not JJ saying this. It's them. Listen.
Just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
You know, there needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Do something about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless.
When they go low, we kick them.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
The biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized to the right.
I thought he should have punched him in the face. I said, even if you lost, he insulted your wife.
Yes.
He came down the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers. He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face and then gotten out of the race. You would have been a hero.
I'd like to punch him in the face. I said if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Punch some people in the face!
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
Look as his character is stabbed to death.
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him?
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
A Missouri state senator is under investigation by the Secret Service after saying she hopes President Trump is assassinated.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
And sadly, the domestic enemies to our voting system and our honoring our Constitution are right at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
They're not going to stop before Election Day in November, and they're not going to stop after Election Day. And that should be, everyone should take note of that on both levels, that this isn't, they're not going to let up, and they should not.
If you think we're rallying now, you ain't seen nothing yet.
They're vile.
They are.
They're vile, vile, vile creatures. And I know that as a Christian, I'm not supposed to hate them, but I hate them with everything I have. I hate them. And the reason why I hate them is because they're trying to destroy everything I love. And if you don't have that feeling that people are trying to take everything that you love away, then you are part of the problem. You're just part of the problem. They're vile, vile people. And here's the problem, the biggest problem I have, and I don't know how you feel, Julio. My biggest problem is I want justice. I believe America is the foundation of America's greatness is justice, law and order and justice, and there is no justice. There is zero justice in America. And let me make it one point. I'm not talking about the Democrats. Donald Trump has been in office for 9 months. Not one person has been arrested. Not one single person has been arrested. If you don't believe in that the border was intentionally and strategically destroyed, if you don't believe that the money was stolen, you don't believe that that Social Security wasn't raped by illegal aliens, if you on and on and on, USAID, do you understand that Doge, no one's been arrested? We're talking the fraud of billions and billions and billions of dollars, and nobody's been arrested. So that tells me the entire government is corrupt. The entire government is absolutely 100% corrupt.
Man, it is corrupt to the core. And I've seen a lot of posts. I don't know if have you seen it. I've seen a lot of people calling for a purge. And that's a big word. For me, that's a big word. And a lot of people are calling. And somebody said on the podcast, I was on the podcast 2 days ago, and somebody said that, and I believe it's true. Like everybody on the right is not everybody on the right has the right mindset. Like you probably like on the left, you got sometimes common sense people, like the middle ground type. They are crossing to the right now, but there is some people on the right that they are waiting for this moment to just to do something. They're waiting for that spark to do something. And I hope it never happens because it will be a snowball effect of it's going to be progressive and more aggressive because they've been holding back for so long. And I hope nobody does anything crazy.
Well, like again, I don't see how this ends any other way. I don't unless I see some giant revival to God. There is no way this doesn't end in extreme violence. Okay, let me put it let's lay it all in academic terms. No justice is happening, meaning people are being bankrupt from healthcare. They're not making ends meet. We're giving money to trillions of dollars overseas. That money's coming back through NGOs and enriching the politicians. We're seeing a absolute split. There's no middle class. There's either wealthy or there's very poor. They're eating away the middle class. Every telltale sign, every little check mark that needs to be checked that delivers a nation into chaos, physical, violent chaos, is being checked, Julio. And there is nothing to change it. Like Donald Trump's trying to change it, but he's being fought. He has a deep state. No one's being arrested. And people go, well, that won't happen. Okay, hold on a second. It's happening in Nepal. The nation of Nepal is burning. They're burning all of their governmental institutions. They're taking the president, all of his cabinet, and everyone that works for him. They're stripping them naked and running them out into the street and beating them to death. If you think that we're so great, America, I love this. Well, that can never happen in America. We're so enlightened. You're absolutely out of your mind. You're out of your mind. We are so close to a physical civil war. And then ultimately, when I hear this, I was on a podcast the other night and they were talking the same thing. Like, we can't have a civil war. We can't have a civil war. And my retort back to them is, you can wish all you want, but when you leave people with no recourse, none, there's going to be a war. So you go back and you want to demonize people that go to war. Well, who the hell were our founding fathers? They got to the point, they sent letter after letter after letter. They sent representative after representative to the king saying, you can't do this, you can't do this. Please, we're asking you kindly, please. To the point that our founding fathers said, I have no recourse. My only recourse is now to go to war. Do you agree with my assessment on that? That we are at that point where we do not have any recourse. And there will have to be a purge. And people go, well, that's crazy. I don't think anything is crazy anymore, Julio. I don't. I think that everything that has happened historically is back on the table and is viable to happen right now in America.
Yeah, you're right. It is. If we put this in terms of a cancer on the body, what do you do with a cancer on the body? Like you strip that cancer out of the body. You not cut it a little piece and leave the rest in the body. You take it out, and that's what's going on right now. People are in that little trench with nowhere to go, no left or right. They just go forward, and now we're going forward with no brakes, like you stated, 100 miles an hour, no seatbelt, and we are going to end up clashing with the left or the lunatic left, which is mentally unstable. Mentally unstable. They are making fun of Charlie Kirk being assassinated, making fun of it. Now we've seen medical professionals, academia professors, and so many other professionals that make a mockery of Charlie Kirk getting fired. And I said it yesterday. If you're looking for a job, a high-paying job, go on Twitter and you're gonna find a lot of people getting fired. That means those openings are up for grabs, are vacant. So let me show you a video, which is to me ironically funny, from this lunatic finding out that he was fired. Check it out.
Fired from my fucking job. I was just fired from my job. I was just fired from my job. I was just fired from my fucking job. I was just fired from my fucking job. Now I
There
have
you go.
nothing but this. I have nothing but this website. I have nothing anymore. I have nothing. I have nothing anymore. I have nothing anymore. I have nothing anymore. I have nothing anymore. Ah! 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 Ah!
I won't take that off.
Well, I just texted a friend of mine today because she was talking to me about that, and I said, this is the irony of all ironies. Those mental patients created the cancel culture, and now they're being eaten alive by the cancel culture. I find it ironic, absolutely. But you know what? But when you got to look, I mean, we laugh at that because that guy's obviously out of his mind, but he's a transgender freak, right? Do you think that transgender freak, or a million of them, if I gave you a million of those mental patients and I said, don't worry, they're not going to do anything physically bad, would you believe that? No. You would say, a million? It's more than 1 in a million. There's thousands of those maniacs are going to do something. Tens of thousands of those maniacs are going to do something violent. I mean, what man wears knee-high boots and hot pants with long hair? You would never do that, Julio.
Hell no.
Only an absolute crazed mental patient would be transgender. And I think, and this is something I applaud Charlie Kirk, this is a mental issue. And one thing with Charlie Kirk, you have to give him immense amount of courage. He did what we have been saying to do. You got to go in the beast, and you got to have those hard conversations, and you need to never, ever, ever apologize. I just had this conversation with my son, 14 years old. We're driving to go get dinner last night. And I said, listen, Joseph, you can never, son, ever apologize for what you believe. Never, son. Never, never, never. If it costs you your life, so be it. You will live. I mean, you will die. You will go to heaven, but you will never, ever live in the prism of a coward's mind. Because the moment you become a coward, son, you are forever trapped in that prison. No matter what you do the rest of your life, you will consider yourself a coward. And no man can physically withstand that shame of being a coward.
That's true. That's true. Just thinking about it just make me sick. Just living in shame for the rest of your life, knowing deep inside of you, no matter what they can do on the outside, thinking that you backing out from something that you could do something, and being called a coward. And it is crazy how these demonic entities are walking up and down the streets, taking over universities. And Charlie Kirk was self-taught. And for those that didn't know, Charlie Kirk he started Turning Point USA at the age of 18. He didn't go to college, but yet he schooled a lot of professors that debated with him.
He did,
which is mind-boggling.
It is, and when you look at where he came from, right? I mean, we see Charlie Kirk with like 2 to 3 days ago, 3,000 people, 5,000 people. He used to do this in front of 10 people, 50 people, and it just grew and grew. And one thing that I know, and I'm sure you're built like me on this, we just want to leave a mark. A real man wants to leave a mark on the world, whatever that is. They want something to be like, when I leave, I want to have made some change. Think about the change that he made. Oh my God. How many people did he bring to God? How many people did he get out of the insane mindset and turn them into conservative believers? Holy cow. How many Christian followers did he convert? I mean, Jesus had to have been sitting right next to him when he got shot. Like, I got you, buddy. You're good now, because you brought so many people to me. I mean, that beyond his conservative, beyond his changing the college campuses, that man brought so many people to Jesus that it's unbelievable how many lives that man changed. And that guy in the left and the crazy left that killed him don't understand that they created millions of that young man. Because here's the thing, Julio, my son's generation, that 14 to 24 and that 24 to about 30, they're going to take over the world here real soon. And they don't think like any of these lunatic lefts. They are hard right. My son's group, my son, and I try to think, okay, this is my son. He likes to mimic some things I say, but my son's a critical thinker. I drive him and his guys around whenever we go like a football game or something. I don't say anything. I just listen. They talk politics, man. I didn't talk politics until I was in college. They talk politics, like hardcore, down in the weeds politics. The left, the Democrats and the left are dead. They just don't know it. They're walking dead group of people. They have no idea that they have terminal cancer and they are dying and will be dead in 6 months. They don't. And they're shocked, right? Who are you going to? They are evil. And you know what? You said something, and I want to follow up on it. You said that there was demonic forces. I honestly swear to you, the more I become more experienced in my life, there is no other explanation except Satan's demons inhabit these people's bodies. And you look at these people's bodies and they are grotesque. Like only Satan could go in. I'm not talking because somebody's, overweight or no, I'm talking you have multiple piercings in your face. Your hair's different color or you shaved it off. You have long demon fingernails. You have piercings on your body and tattoos. You wear ugly clothing. Your outward appearance is so grotesque that it's not physical grotesque so much. It's like an inner ugliness has poured out of your skin and it's your whole aura. And it's demonic. You can feel it. You can sense it. And that may be the biggest question or the biggest discussion, Julio, is how much Satan has taken over the world.
I mean, it has taken over our youth. I mean, you could see the videos out there of this guy interviewing people like right after Charlie Kirk got shot and murdered. He went out and interviewed people, especially on campus. You probably seen it. He got his microphone on the coffee cup.
Yep.
And they were joyful. They were happy that Charlie Kirk got shot. And you are right. When it's not they are talking hate speech, is what is coming out of their mouth of not hateful, but it's like vomiting blasphemies. Like stuff that, I mean, you don't like a person. Honestly, you could not like whoever, X type of person, but you will not wish death or harm upon them. You will not. That you will have a line. That's the difference between left or right. Our conservative, we have a line. We do not cross a line of wishing you harm, death, or misery. But the left, they don't care. They have no limits.
No.
They have no limits. They have no moral compass. They don't care. They don't give a F about if you die or not, or your family is good or not. They don't care. They don't. And you could see on their faces, you could see like you said, the way they walk, the way they talk, the way they look at you, the way they smile when they see somebody get hurt. Because that's what I saw yesterday. They were laughing, smiling.
Yeah.
Joyfully.
I think America has never been this divided. I think we're divided by class, we're divided by ideology, and we're divided by race. And I believe that you are going to see all of those conflicts converge into one giant battle. And it's going to be ugly. People ask me, well, what do you think it's going to look like? And I tell them, I don't know. I do know that it will not be like the other Civil War, where it's very defined what side you're on. It's going to be very convoluted. But I will say this, when that time comes, and I don't know when that time's going to come, when there is that violent revolution, all of these lefties They have no idea how much violence and pain is going to be inflicted on them by men like me and you. Because when men like me and you have to leave our lives, meaning you and I are going to have to go and engage in battle, there's going to be death and destruction. There's going to be horrific things. So basically, my life that I just walked away from, I can never go back. It's dead. You forced me to act in a way that kills my life. I can never sleep through the night. I'm never going to be able to look at things the same. I'm not going to be able to be comfortable. You're going to force me into become a person, a man that I don't want to become, and that's going to enrage me. And you killed my life, it's going to enrage me. And when I begin, and history shows this, when I begin that path down that war, and the more I kill, the more insatiable my appetite will be. And the more insatiable my appetite becomes, the more violent I will become, the more destructive the mercy and empathy and compassion will evaporate from my mind, and I will have blinders on, and I being the collective aggrieved, will go like a cancer across your body, eating and killing everything in sight. History has shown that over and over and over again. So be very careful, left. You don't have the guns. You don't have the muscles. You don't have the physicality. You don't even have the emotional and intellectual capacity to become what we are on the edge of becoming. You will be shocked at the level of brutality that humans will put onto other humans when you have done what you have done to us. And it's not what I want, but intellectually, I understand by looking at steps that is the only outcome. The only outcome. And I believe, and I'll go one step further, Julio, I believe guys like President Trump, people like Glenn Beck, Tucker Carlson, all those people, they feel it, they sense it, and it scares them to death. Because once this starts, there's no putting that genie back in the bottle. It's going to be a raging wildfire, and it's going to be a killing field in America. And if you don't think that we're close to that, you are an absolute abject fool. You have some more blacks killing whites indiscriminately. You have more people killing conservative leaders, thought leaders, word leaders. It's over. Look what happened in New Jersey. I think it was 3 days ago. A black man goes into a house, not on the street, goes into a elderly couple's house that was in the 70s, beats them up, steals their stuff, ties them up, and sets them on fire. I could go through ad nauseum black on white rapes and murders and assaults for days. We are living in a world that is ultra violent and is going to force men like us to take charge. Because if we don't take charge, we are going to be consumed by this evil and our loved ones are going to die. There is no other outcome. This is not black pilling. This is just having the intestinal fortitude, the intellectual honesty to say, this is what I've tabletopped. This is what these scenarios will come out of this runaway train. Here it is. There's only 2 or 3 choices. That's it. I wrote about this the other day. I said that train that's going down that road at 100 miles an hour is going to hit that brick wall. And there's only a couple outcomes. One, we continue to stay on that train and don't jump off, and we're going to get slaughtered, meaning the left is just going to kill us, and we die. We continue down that train talking, and they're going to kill us all before that train smashes in. Or we all jump off that train, and we're on the battlefield, and we say, here we go. And maybe we win, maybe we don't, but I'm not dying on my knees. There is no real outcome that's good in America. The last outcome is Jesus comes down or somehow infects these mental patients and saves their souls, and then we have a moment of unity in America. I don't see that unity in America right now. Do you?
I don't see it.
I don't see
Honestly, JJ, I don't see it. We are becoming less humanized. I mean, like people do not realize in the last 10 shootings, school shootings,
Hmm.
that were performed by transgender.
Yep.
Just to people have a concept. They're not only killing Charlie Kirk, they're killing children,
Yep.
women, innocent people. Why they do not go to a shooting club and shoot people? Because they know they're gonna lose that battle.
Hmm.
Why they don't go to police stations? Why they don't do that? They go for the most innocent and vulnerable people.
Because they're cowards. But
That says
Julio,
it all.
think of this, Julio. As terrible as the last 10 shootings are the transgender freaks, think about let's take a step 5 years, 10 years from now. You have probably over 1 million kids right now. I don't know the real number, but I'm surmising a good educated guess, at least 1 million, give or take tens of thousands. Millions of children on puberty blockers, transgender ideology. They're confused. They've mutilated their bodies. They've ripped off their breast. They've cut their genitals off. They'll never, no matter what they've done, they're never going to enjoy sex. And move that mindset a year, 10 years from now, 5 years from now. You are going to have over 1 million people that are sexually destroyed, that has a profound impact on your brain, and you're going to have dysfunctional Frankensteins. Are you
Mhm.
telling me we're not going to have violence and suicide and death and destruction that we've never seen before? We're doing experimental Frankenstein surgeries on kids. Think about, Julio, let's take me and you back to when we were 15. Let's say you and I mutilated our genitals, and all of a sudden we're decided, dear God, I'm not a freak. I'm a man. But now we have no recourse of sex. I have that sex drive. I have that desire for sex, but I have no way, no physical way to have a release, a sexual release. What do you think that's going to do to you? When you look down, when you go to the bathroom and it's painful and you don't even know what you're looking at. It's a hole. And you have pain and suffering, and you get angry like the people I trusted, my parents. My parents did this to me. They allowed me to do this to my body. Do you think that person's going to grow up and be kind? It's going to have a nice garden. It's going to be your nice neighbor. Come on, people, get in the ball game of life in the world. Satan is inside of these people. You're going to tell me, Julio, as a dad, as I'm a dad, that I would allow my son to mutilate his body and be a cheerleader of it? Do you know how demonic you have to be as a parent to champion destruction of your child? Holy mother of God, man. We are a
JJ,
sick nation.
and I've seen people parading their children with dresses.
Yes.
I seen it. And in fact, there is a case here, I believe in Dallas Forward, of a parent is been fighting for his son
Yes.
to be taken away from his ex-wife, which is ironically moved to California just to avoid going to court in Texas because she knows they're gonna they're gonna fall for his parent for his dad and not for her. That's why she moved to California. She want to take the case in California, which protects gender equality and all that bull crap they put in people's brain. How in the hell she gonna? I mean, she should be in jail for just
Child
child
abuse.
abuse, child neglect, child abuse, child mutilation, because that's what they're hating to. I mean, there are sick people,
Mhm.
there are possessed people, I believe,
Yes.
because you cannot do that to your own children. Like, how in the hell? Like, I look at my kids and I'm like, how in the hell people hurt children? Like, rape or doing sexual deviances with children. Like, you have to be mentally sick, rotten to do
Mhm.
that to your children, especially your own flesh and blood. Like, how people are sick, and we need to stop this. And I know, like you were saying, Donald Trump and all these influencers and these political from the right are trying to like they're patching the dam
Mm-hmm.
or it's water pouring down. They're trying to cover all the holes and put patch and concrete and trying to keep the water from spilling out. But there is nowhere to go. I mean, we're gonna go either over the dam or through the dam
Mm-hmm.
because people are getting fed up. And I've seen a lot of parents getting fed up. And
Well,
this is not going to end well.
no, it's not. And to drive our point home is this, and I talk about this quite a bit. The old days, the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, we would have discussions on like robust discussions on homelessness, crime, school funding, fiscal policy, how much money do we send foreign aid, right? And there was middle ground to be found. We could find some middle ground. There's no middle ground. There's no such thing as middle ground. Where do I find middle ground when someone wants to kill the baby outside the vaginal canal and that's legal? Do I go to it's okay for you to shunt the brain of a 4.5-month-old baby? That's where I'm meeting. The border needs to be completely wide open. Well, okay, why don't we just have half the border wide open? Why don't we I don't want you having children mutilate their genitals at 5. Why don't we go to 10? See, I'm not meeting you anywhere. I'm meeting you nowhere except on the battlefield. That's it. That's the only place I'm going to meet. And if it's like to circle back to guys like Glenn Beck and Tucker Carlson, I love those guys. In fact, I would go in a dark alley with Tucker Carlson because I believe that he's the type of man that would say, I'm with you. We may die, but I'm going to fight with everything I have to be with you. But those men need to start speaking in terms of get prepared. Like physically, I heard Nick Fuentes. Don't have to like everything Nick Fuentes says. I think he is a voice that's not going to be diminished. It's going to explode. Nick Fuentes said yesterday, I tell you, you need to be physically prepared and you need to be ready to go to war. But, I don't do that. And I remember watching that this morning and I was thinking, you know what, man? You're the problem. You don't like to sweat. You don't like to work out. So, Nick, you're telling everybody that we're going to stay there and we're going to fight this war on words. Nick, that's not going to happen, buddy. Eventually, you're going to have to be able to yield to pull up a sword, and you're going to have to fight for your life, or they're going to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Men like me, there's not enough men like me to save you, Nick. There just isn't. So I know people like that. We need that the voice that they have and the words and the way they can articulate things in a very unique way and very powerful way. But at the same time, when everything hits the fan and I'm in battle and I know you didn't prepare for battle, I'm not saving you. I'm not saving you. I have too much to deal with. My life's on the line. My family's life's on my line. Now, if you're Julio and you and I have a rounding point where everything goes to hell and you and I meet in, let's say, Oklahoma, and we have a compound, then I'm going to die for you. I'm going to fight side by side with you. But if you haven't prepared physically because you want to stay in a war of words, you're on your own, buddy. They're going to devour you. Unless you have the physical prowess to match your intellectual prowess. And you can have both of those. They're not mutually exclusive of each other. This idea that you can't be highly intelligent and be physically strong or vice versa, that's absurd. You can be physically strong and mentally strong and spiritually strong and emotionally strong and be ready for war. But
Absolutely.
But the idea that we're going to take care of you, and Nick Fuentes is a young guy, right? So I have more time in life than him. I'm looking at that young man and I'm thinking, you are a powerful figure. I mean, your voice, your tongue is so powerful. I mean, it's dynamic. But my buddy, once you get out of that studio, the average thug will devour you. The average thug will not devour me. No, not going to happen. We need to get in the ball game, and I mean all in. If you're all in, then you need to be physically, emotionally, and intellectually and spiritually all in. If you're not, you're going to lose this war.
I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, I'm already receiving texts of people that don't like my content, which I don't care. And I told my wife, like, this is not the time to tone it down. I told my wife, like, I'm like, if I'm posting 3, 4 videos a week, I'm gonna post 10 now, just because I'm gonna step it up. Because I know Charlie Kirk was a dynamo, big shoes to fill to anyone. But like you were saying, you kill one, a million one will rise up.
And
we
if
have
you
to,
think and you think that's the last one they're going to kill,
yes, they better
and he,
get ready.
no,
'Cause
and
it's
he
gonna be
and as much as I
new
love
people
Charlie
will come.
Kirk, a lot of people said that he was a moderate. I didn't find him to be moderate, but people think he's moderate. You think they're not going to kill the? You don't think Tucker Carlson's next? You don't think Glenn Beck? You don't think Nick Fuentes? You don't. All of those guys are on a hit list right now. They know it. I'm watching Tucker Carlson speak. He knows it. He feels it. He No one's going to replace Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was a once in a lifetime. He had a gift, obviously from God, that he had the ability to retain and then regurgitate information that was unprecedented. I've never seen it. I've never ever seen someone to be able to articulate in the terms and the way he does. No one's going to fill his shoes. It is a tragedy in America history that we do not have that man. That man in our world today. That is a loss of the world. The world suffers. Those lunatics that are praising his death, if they died today, nobody would give a shit. The world would not miss you. You are a nothing in a sea of nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, now, I mean, they killed Charlie Kirk, and everybody's mourning his passing, but in reality, they were fear him because he could be the next president. A lot of people
Yeah.
were saying he could be in the next 3 elections. He would be by the age of 40. He would be the next president.
Because who was he
I
talking to? Who was his biggest fans? Was all this teenage generation that's going to be voting. He had a built-in solid base of millions, dude. Millions.
Legions of youth, Gen X follow him.
Yes, and
They will vote him in.
Yep, he was on top of his game, and look, man, on a personal level, for him, his wife is a widow. His 2 little kids are going to have to watch videos to understand who their dad was. Think of that. And Charlie Kirk, even though he's in heaven and he has love and calm and peace that we can't even fathom, he was robbed of being his kid's dad, going and taking him to school for the first time, teaching him to ride a bike, teaching him how to drive, walking his daughter down the aisle, playing sports with his son, having grandchildren, living a life and going through the goods and the bads with his wife. That was taken from him. Why? Because you didn't like what he was saying? There's no conservatives, Julio. You and I are not saying that guy needs to die. You and I are saying that person needs more platform. I want the world to understand that their beliefs are so screwed up. Everyone, listen to what this person's saying. What they do to us is they go, oh, that guy is telling the truth. Let's kill him. That's it, because we're rooted in God's natural order, the belief that there is a afterlife and believe there is a divine creator. They are narcissistic, they are demon possessed, and they are vile human beings. And what I find the most ironic of all is they detest God and yet they accept Satan. They deny the existence of God as if Satan is all by himself. Like Satan just popped out of nowhere, that there's evil, but no, there can't be good, because if there's good, then there has to be a leader of good. Well, that leader would have to be God. Everything they believe in is nonsense. It's nonsensical. It's not intelligent. And we need to eradicate these people from our society. I'm not saying kill them. I'm saying they need to be shamed into the far corners in the darkness of our society and shunned and pushed all the way in the back of the closet where they belong, never ever to come out. And every time they raise their head and say, hey, I think having sex with children is okay, we jam them back into that dark corner of our world and say, you can't come out. You are a disgusting, vile person, period.
That they are. I mean, there is no absolute. I'm not against that. What you said, you're absolutely right. I mean, these people are so sick and deranged. They cannot even. They even fight. They even fight among themselves because they contradict themselves too much. That when they realize it, they start fighting among each other. They're wild, and this is what Charlie Kirk left behind. And I'm telling you, the left, if they ever try to do this again to somebody else, that will determine their fate. They will be done because people will not take it anymore. You're right. People are like being pushed to the wall, and we're gonna fight back somehow. But check this video out. This motherfucker celebrating. He's gone.
You know what? When you watch that video again and you see how his daughter like throws her body on him and the way he holds him, it every father that watches that knows that feeling that it's pure, it's innocent, and it's love that unless you're a father, you cannot truly understand holding your child, and they are just and you can see how he's holding her. He's just like he wants to squeeze her so tight, but he's so careful because she's a little girl and you're my little everything. I remember holding my son that way. Like I'd squeeze him so tight. I feel like I'm going to just devour him in my body. And then you hold him so carefully because you're like, this is everything in the world to me, everything. And you effing lunatics, you disgusting, vile people did this. You ripped him from this earth. He was a positive influence. You know what? It's amazing. You people hate him because he went into your belly of the beast, your home, and said, here's my ideas. I give you the microphone to challenge me. You should be at the very minimum looking at him and saying, wow, I respect that. That's like somebody that is an evil demon coming into my space and saying, I'm an evil demon. This is what I believe. Here, tell me why I'm wrong. Okay, that's fair. I think you're an evil demon because of this, and you're going to burn in hell. And then we can just walk away. I don't have to shoot you in your head. I need to pray for you that you're not going to burn in hell for eternity because that's a very long time. But we are at that point where now I want justice. Because Julio, if we don't have swift justice, not drawn out 20, 30 years to go to death penalty, when we decide through a jury that you're guilty and then we have the DNA testing and everything that says, yes, 100% you're the guy, then he needs to be killed immediately.
Yeah,
immediately.
Yeah,
because 30 years from now, it does nothing. It does nothing. But why not have a public execution?
Because, by the way,
yeah,
they got shooting squad.
Yeah, why not? And have it filmed. Why not? Don't tell. This is the problem with enlightened society. Enlightened society goes around this enlightened circle where they just talk. They talk and they talk and they talk.
Mm-hmm.
If you want things to stop, then you put people in jail, and the people that commit rape, child rape, pedophilia, and murder, they die. And they die instantly in front of people. People will stop. They will. Because the vast majority of these criminals, they're gutless. They're cowards. What a dark time we have in America, my man.
I know. I've been praying hard because I was like, come on, Jesus, please take this hatred out of my heart because I feel powerless. Like you want to do something, but you can't.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I feel right now. And I seen this video this morning about this person talking about the left, and you would take listen to it. It is very it does very common sense. Listen to it.
Fucking intro. We need to have a real conversation. So I didn't post an update video yesterday. To be completely honest, I had to take a step back and take a breather. Escalated today as I was yesterday. But it is very important that we talk about these things. So I'm pretty sure that everybody knows Charlie did not make it yesterday. To be completely honest, I didn't think that he was going to, because the way the shot hit, he was probably gone before he fell off that stool. That being said, let me tell you what we're not going to fucking do. Well, I shouldn't say we, it's more like a y'all. Y'all are not fixing to use Charlie's assassination as an anti-gun campaign. Do you understand me? And something else that we're not going to tolerate or allow is you trashy ass cum targets to get away with coming on this app and others celebrating that he is dead. I'm not sitting here saying you can't post a video. You do you, boo-boo. But do not get your ass on this app or any others bitching and complaining because you face consequences for that. Because we're coming, and hell is coming with us. And that's not a physical threat, that's a fucking promise. The gloves have come off and there is no more tolerance. We will no longer sit by and be the bigger people. We have done that shit long enough. The Democratic Party had, what, a 17% approval rate? That's probably fucking gone entirely. And the only approval rating that y'all have now, after all of this, is the absolute insane and deranged individuals that follow your party. I am seeing a massive amount of people turning their backs to the left and switching to the right because y'all are fucking trash. And I'll go ahead and tell you something else. Charlie's blood lays on the hands of Democrats. You cannot continuously push violence and support violence and then expect violent things not to fucking happen. You cannot call the president of the United States Hitler and anyone that follows or supports his policies or him as a person Nazis and not expect a psycho motherfucker to not take that shit the wrong way. I would say that I don't know how the fuck y'all sleep at night, but I really don't even know how the fuck you live with yourselves. A father was taken away from 2 young children, and a husband away from his wife. And for what? A difference of opinion? Standing up for his beliefs? Having conversations with people? I can't wrap my head around what he did to make y'all hate him so much that you celebrate his life being taken. Yet y'all scream about democracy and rights being taken away. Yet when somebody exercises those rights that was fought so hard for our country to have, they deserve to be executed? What kind of fucking sense does that make? None! If y'all thought the right was a problem to y'all before, y'all created thousands, if not millions, of Charlie Kirks yesterday. The right is here to stay. You cannot scare us into hiding or silence us. We're not sheep, and we're not pussies. I said what I said.
She's right on, man.
She's right on everything.
Well, I think a lot of the sheep were woken up. They were, because it wasn't like Charlie Kirk was found dead, murdered in a hotel room, right? And we don't see the pictures. No, we all saw it. We watched it live of his neck exploding, blood pouring out, him slump over and die. And she's right. He was dead on arrival. I mean, the moment he hit the ground, Jesus was already carrying him to heaven. He was gone. So what, and I'm sure God has a plan for this, but that's why it's so powerful, is because we watched the violence. We didn't hear about the violence. We saw it live, what a bullet does to the body when a savage kills somebody. And I would argue this, these people, they're mentally ill. Yeah, I get that, because only a mentally ill person would do this. So stop using mental illness as an excuse for these people. They're just evil, vile people. And we need to speak to people and speak in these terms. And that's what I think, at least I'm starting to see, Julio, is people are not couching their words anymore. There is no, there's no filter anymore. Everyone's had it. We've all had it.
Yeah, we cannot be silenced anymore. And that's why I'm going to step it up. Like I told you before, I'm going to step it up even more. I'm going to do probably 2 live streams a day, 7 days a week. And my face will turn blue for talking too much. So we have to step it up. We have to protect our family. We have to be the face and be the man and be the head of the household now more than ever. And if people cannot handle it, like we said, stay out of the kitchen. I mean, if you cannot handle the heat, you stay out of it. So because we are coming hard, and the lady was right. We are coming, and we're bringing hell with us. So leftists, be ready, because you just woke up a giant, and now
Yeah.
you cannot put it back in the bottle. It's too late now. I mean, the Democratic Party will not, will not, probably will not win another election for the next probably 8 years to 10 years. There's no freaking way. Like if you were like if like I see a lot of people yesterday, independents moving to the right. They were like, I'm always on the fence. I'm independent, but I'm going to the right. The left have gone, they moved too far left, like beyond extremists. They went radical. They went so far left. You can barely see them. So we didn't move. We just stay in the same place. Like
Yep.
conservatives, moderates, and independents, we're in the same place. They just move left, further and further and further. And ironically, the left, these Democrats always siding with these radical Muslims.
Well, Charlie
They
Kirk
are,
was right. Before he died, Charlie Kirk said the left will partner with the Muslims and to try to use their sword and kill all the conservatives in America. And he was right. That's an unholy alliance. And then the irony of all ironies, you know, this is once Islam takes over, the first people they will kill is the left. They'll slaughter the left because they despise their homosexuality and their craven sexual perversions. Man, I don't know how this all plays out, but I just know that we are living in unique times, and I don't see any other way, Julio, that this ends peacefully. I just don't. And when people say, well, what do? I don't have a podcast. I don't write books. And know what I tell them? Why don't you be bold? Why don't you, when you hear somebody at the grocery store spouting off, or one of your friends spouting off about some nonsense, why don't you have the balls to stand up and go, that's insane. That's Satan. That's vile, and you're wrong. And if you lose those friends, so be it. Why do you have friends like that anyway? And my call to Christians is, and to every Christian leader, they should be pounding their pulpit every Sunday. You cannot be a Democrat and a Christian. You cannot. You have to choose one, period. But they're too afraid.
They are
too afraid. I'm a Catholic, and I look at my leaders and my faith, and they might make me want to puke. 90% of Catholic bishops are registered Democrats. Now try to explain that to me, my friend.
It's weird. I know. I've been doing a little cleanup on my Facebook because of that. I've seen a lot of hatred and a lot of joyful comments about about Charlie Kirk be taken away. I'm like, all right, I will not say nothing to you. Just delete him, move forward. I don't need him on my feed. But anyway, JJ, thank you so much. If you want to follow JJ Carroll, please. I'm going to show you right here. This is JJ Carroll. This is a little bit about him, and also you can buy his books right here. JJ Carroll, Invaded and Treason. Wonderful books. So you can have it on Amazon or any all the stores that you can find them. But the easiest way to find them is in Amazon. That's the best way to find the books. They are amazing. Also, the documentary, Traffic. You have to see it. Yes. What is the website? It is.
You best thing is just go to my website, jjcarroll.com. Has everything on there. And
There we
Julio, I appreciate you having me on. I'm glad. I've been looking forward to this conversation because I think we're like-minded. But I also like to bounce my beliefs, and I know you feel the same way. So thanks for giving me the opportunity to speak openly again. Thank you.
Hey, no problem, JJ. You're always welcome, and I gotta talk to you offline because my wife and my family want to see you again. They've been asking me like when JJ's coming. So I'm like, I have to talk to him. He's busy. So we might have a little talk and see if we can bring you back into the studio and have another great conversation and probably break bread together and eat. Get some barbecue going so you can have some Texas hospitality.
That'd be
like we
great,
do.
my friend. That'd be
All
great.
right.
Thank you.
All right. For you guys in home, thank you so much. please follow JJ at Truth with JJ at YouTube and also on Facebook. He's there. You can see all his and also next. And his channels go live every day at I believe 5 p.m.
Yep,
to 6.
5 p.m. Yep.
5 p.m. to 6. So you can follow them and you also can follow me. And also I'm on X, YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, TikTok, everywhere. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it, JJ. God bless you. Take care and see you.